morning children. Today I am going to teach you history chapter number 4. So I am going to explain name of the chapter is Tribals, Dukes and the Vision of a Golden Age. So explanation of this one is in mid 1870s Birsha was born in a family of Mundas, a tribal group that lived in Chota Nagpur. Then this Birsha and Munda, these both are tribal caste group. Next explanation is the tribal had custom and ritual that were very different from thus laid down by Brahmanas. So these two castes, Virsha and Mundas, their system of this caste is and rituals are different from this Brahmanas, totally different. Next topic is how did tribal group live. So now we will discuss how these tribal people they are living in that time. So point number 1, by 19th century tribal people in different parts of India were involved in a variety of activities. So in the 19th century the tribal people they are involved in different varieties of activities, means they are doing so many activities that is different to each other. Next topic is somewhere jhum cultivator. Jhum cultivator means jhum is one local cultivation which was doing in our state like Arunachal Pradesh also, and in Hindi we are calling this one pani kheti. So point number 1, jhum cultivation, that is shifting cultivation, was done on small patches of land, mostly in forests. So jhum cultivation, this was growing crop in the forest areas, and this one is shifting cultivation, was done on small patches of land, and this was done by small patches of land. Point number 2, the cultivator cut the tree top to allow sunlight to reach ground and burn the vegetation on the land to clear it for cultivation. So in jhum cultivation, trees are cutting from top, and it allows to reach sunlight to that crops. Point number 3, once the crop was ready and harvested, they moved to another field and left that field fallow for several years. So after doing in one place, again they are moving to another place, and in that rest years that land should be kept for harvesting again. Next topic is some were hunters and gatherers. Point number 1, in many regions tribal group lived by hunting animal and gathering forest. So in that time tribal people they are living in forest areas, and they are dependent on directly hunting and gathering of animals. Point number 2, in Khons is also a caste. So Khons were hunters and gatherers living in the forest of Orissa. So the tribal people who used to live in Orissa, they are called Khons. Khons are the tribal people live in Orissa. In Khons were hunters and gatherers living in the forest of Orissa. Point number 3, they used many forest shrubs and herbs for medicine purpose and sold forest produce in the local market. So this this tribe they are using shrub and herb of that forest area, and they are sold that in market also. So next point is beggars. Beggars of central India reluctant to do work for others. Beggars is aboriginal hill people. So beggars is also a tribal people, and they are beggars of central India reluctant to do work for others, and they are doing work for the other people. Some herded animal. Herded means to move people or animal somewhere together in a group. That is called herded. Point number 1, many tribal groups lived by herding and rearing animal and gathering forest produce. So rearing means to breed and look after animal on a farm, etc. That is called rearing. Many tribal groups lived by herding. So at that time we know that tribal people directly they are dependent on uh, dependent on dependent in forest area, and their work is to kill animals and rear herding and rearing is their main work for their survival. Next point, they were pastoralists. Pastoralist means a sheep or cattle farmer who moved with their herds of cattle of sheep according to the season. So these people pastoralists they are moving with their animals to whom they are keeping at their home, and with them they are moving from one place to another according to the season. Next point is the Gadis. Gadis a cushion on a throne for a prince in India. So at that time they are following this Gadis, and now we will discuss this one. The Gadis of Kulu. Kulu means entire, where shepherd and the Bakarwals of Kashmir rear gods. Shepherd means a person whose job is to look after sheep. So the Kashmiri people in their Gadis they are staying, and Bakarwalas of Kashmir rear gods, and these tribal people of Kashmir their work is to rear gods. Next topic, some took to settle cultivation. Point number 1. British official shunned settle thrilled group like the Gonds. Gonds means a member of a formerly tribal people in South Central India. Gonds and Chantal. Chantal means native of India and Bangladesh. As more civilized than hunter-gatherer of shifting cultivation. So they are also doing this work, shifting cultivation, and they are also moving from one place to another at that time. Next point is tribal. Next topic is the lives of tribal group changed during British rule. Now we will discuss that one. Tribal chief. Point number 1. Before the arrival of the British, tribal chief enjoyed economic power and had the right to administer and control their territories. So before this Britisher they have right to control in all the territories of our country. Before the arrival of the British, before the arrival of this East India Company, our tribal people they are only ruled in their economic power. The right to administer and control their territories. Point number 2. Under British rule, the function and power of the tribal chief changed as they were allowed to keep their land title but were forced to follow laws made by British official in India. So after the arrival of Britisher, they are forcing to do work under them. And in this point we can say that before tribal people they are staying in forest area only, but after the arrival of Britisher they are not allowed to enter in there, and they don't have right to use any like plants, animals from any of the forest. So because of that they are facing a lot of problem for their survival. Next topic is what happened to the shifting cultivator. Point number 1. The British were uncomfortable with the shifting cultivator. So I already told you about this shifting cultivation or zoom cultivation. So after looking that one, Britisher they are feeling uncomfortable after looking that one, because this is done in one place only for one time. So after looking that one, they are not satisfied from this shifting cultivation. Point number 2. The British effort to settle zoom cultivator were not very successful. So after the arrival of Britishers, this Jhum cultivation cannot successful for the tribal people. Point number 3. After falling widespread protest, the British had to allow them to right to shifting cultivation in some parts of the forest. I already told you about this Jhum cultivation or shifting cultivation. So after the arrival of Britishers, they are allowed to do this work only in some parts, not in all over the forest. Next topic is forest laws and their impact. So after all this discussion, again this Britisher, they are making some laws regarding this forest, and what is that laws, we will discuss few points. Point number 1, the life of tribal group was directly connected to forest. As we know that life of tribal people, they are directly connected to the forest area, means without natural like plants, animal, these tribal people, they cannot survive their life. That's why we can say that they are directly connected to the forest. Point number 2, the British extended their control over all forests and declared them as state property. So after all this, after watching all these things, Britishers, they said that all the forest that is under the rule of this Britisher, and they have to take necessary action if anything done for that forest. So the Britisher extended their control. Now they are again started to control, and they extend their control over all the forest, and like that they declare for all the people of tribal communities. Point number 3, many tribal groups reacted against the colonial forest laws and rose in an open rebellion. I already said you about this one, that colonial, if Britisher already declared that now all the forest area that is under British rule. So now the tribal people, they are reacted with that laws, and they said that forest laws and rose in an open rebellion. Now they are not ready to convince in that matter. Colonial means connected with or belonging to a country that control another country. Colony. So colonial, we can say that in this chapter, colonial means Britisher. They are control over our country. So next topic is the problem with trade. Afterwards, what problem facing regarding the trade? Now we will discuss that one. Point number 1. Indian silk was in demand in European market during the 18th century. So in that time, silk was demanded in European market during 18th century. And silk is one of the costly brand, and it was not getting easily in other countries. That's why it was in demanded from other countries. Point number 2, the Santhal of Hazaribagh reared cocoons. The trader spent in their agent who gave loans to the tribal people and collected the cocoons. So cocoons is silk. Cover of silk is called cocoons. So silkworm, it was covering under this cocoons. Cocoons means the use of silkworm cocoon in skin care. So at that time, this silk was highly demanded from other countries. The Santal of Hazaribagh, they are only grow this crop. Cocoons, the trader spent in their agent who gave. So now Britisher colonial, they are started to spend money for the agent who gave cocoons to the tribal people. So now they are started collecting cocoons from the tribal peoples for their profit. Point number 3, the coconuts were exported to Burdwan of Gaya, where they were sold at 5 times at price. Sorry for this. The cocoons were exported to Burdwan or Gaya, where they were sold and at 5 times the price. So they are exporting these cocoons and they are exporting this one 5 times what price they are buying from that our local traders. They have to sell that one 5 times more money. Next topic is they search for work. So now we will discuss that after all this happening, what work our people will get, or if they are not doing any work, means how they will survive their life. So now we will discuss that one. The plight of the tribal who had to go far away from their home in search of work was even worse. So after all this happening, the tribal people, they cannot live in forest area. So now they are going here and there for work, but they are not getting any work also at that time, and they are helpless. Point number 2. The tribals were recreated in large number to work for tea plantation and coal mines through contracted low wages and prevented them from returning home. So after this they are started doing work in tea plantation and coal mines, and they are doing their work under contractors, and they are getting very low salary for that work and prevented them from returning home, and after doing that work they have to go back to their home. Next topic is a closer look. The tribal group rebuilt in different of the country against the changes in trader and money lender. So now rebuild. So now lender. Money lender means a person whose business is lending money to other who pay interest. So now this farmers, they don't have sufficient money to survive themselves. Then these tribal people, or we can say that farmers, thus who are very poor, they are now helpless and they need to take money from the money lender, and they have to pay that high interest for that money. So our last topic of this chapter is Birsa Munda. He is a tribal leader during British time, and he was from Jharkhand. So we can say that Birsa Munda, he is the leader of tribal people from Jharkhand. So point number 1, a movement began under the leadership of Birsa Munda. So he is leading that tribal community to fight against this Britisher. Point number 2, in 1895 Birsa Munda was arrested. So in the year 1895 he was arrested by the Britisher. Point number 3, he was released in 1897. So he sent by the jail in the year 1895, and again he released from that jail 1897, and he tortured the villagers, told the villager to gather support. He urged people to destroy Ravana, dukes and the European, and establish a kingdom under his leader. So at that time when he was in leadership of the tribal people, he always used to tell the people that why we are in the hand of Britishers. If you will support me, then obviously one day we will destroy Ravana, or we can say that European, and in our place we can rule our own self. And if we all will want, then obviously in here we can follow our own kingdom. Point number 4. In 1990, Birsa died of cholera and the movement faded out. So after the death of Birsa Munda in the year 1990, all that movement it was stopped, and we can say that he is one of the strongest leader of tribal community in that time. So here your chapter number 4 of history is completed. Thank you. For any queries you can text me below. Thank you. Have a nice day.